All right, guys, let's check out an affordable Swiss watch. This is the Certina. Here's the part number. I'll put it in the description down below too. But here it is. So this is called the DS PH200m. And to me, it kind of has like Blancpain 50 fathoms type vibe to it. I could be way off on that, guys. I'm not super well versed on that particular watch, but I think that's what it kind of looks like to me. So what you get here for this watch, and I'm not 100% sure what the retail is on it. I didn't do the conversion on it, but on the secondary market, well, gray market, I think new they're around 800 bucks, and on the gray market, I think you can probably get them for around 650 to 700 range, somewhere in there. I think I'm pretty close on those numbers. The case on this is actually the way it's going to wear, and it's 41 millimeter, but the bezel is 43. So the bezel kind of protrudes out past the case, as you can kind of see there. And that adds to the appearance from the top down, but on wrist, 41 mil, it wears good. The lug to lug, also a little bit on the longer side, about 51.5 millimeter, but you can see the mid case is very thin, fully polished, and has a little bit of a turn down. This one comes on this factory fabric strap, so it's going to double up. You can get some models on a mesh bracelet. That would be personally my choice. I'm not a huge fan of fabric straps, but I think they look great. I just don't typically wear them. The thickness of the watch case is only like 12 millimeter. It's really thin. 20 millimeter lug width. So if you wanted to put it on a FKM or a vulcanized rubber or something else, whatever you wanted to put it on, you have tons of options to standard lug width. 7 millimeter screw down crown, 200 meter water resist, obviously. The movement inside is the Powermatic 80.611, 80-hour power reserve. The movement beats at 3 hertz, so a little bit slower but longer power reserve. And you have sapphire crystal, and then you have a ceramic bezel insert. So if we zoom in, you also are going to see, maybe, it's hard to see, you're going to see a lacquered dial. So the dial is actually lacquered. You have really cool logo up there at the 12, the Certina automatic, and that rose, almost like a, it's hard to see, but if you look at it closely, it's a very light rose gold look to it, both on the printing on the bezel and the hands, and then that logo up there at the 12. I love the sword hand set here. You have the framed in date window at 3 o'clock. So it's a good balance, I think, of the writing on the dial. I could have done date or no date. I mean, they did the date. I don't mind that one bit. I don't have a problem with that. But I absolutely love the sword handset. It's super legible there. You can kind of see the lacquer dial. The other thing that happens with this, because of that crystal, the way the crystal's done, and maybe it's the combination of the way the bezel insert to the crystal is, but the distortion around the perimeter of the dial is like pretty wild. It's almost like there's something white or silver in there. So it's just the way the light plays, I think, with the crystal and the chapter or riad or whatever you want to call it. But really nice gold colored print on the bezel insert as well. It is 120 click. If we can zoom back out. I tend to push down on this one a little bit. Like if I don't push down, it just does not sound very good. If I push down a little bit, it's not bad. And there is a little bit of play on the bezel on this guy, as you can kind of see right there. Now if we do the fabric strap from the watch, you can kind of see it has a display case back as well. And again, it's like a smaller porthole here with the stainless steel case to the display. So you only see like a very little bit of the edge of the rotor on this guy. But the Powermatic 80 movements are just great. Every one I've ever had on the channel, they perform really good. I didn't throw this one on the time grapher, but I suspect it'll perform really good. And 80-hour power reserve, so yeah, it doesn't beat at 4 hertz. It beats a little bit slower, but you still have that smooth sweep of the second hand. And of course, you're going to be able to hack and wind and everything like that. It also has a nice Certina buckle with it as well. Nice heavy duty. Let's pop this guy on wrist, and then we'll check the lume shot. So if you're looking with a budget, used, maybe $500-600 bucks, that would be a nice sweet spot. But brand new, gray market, you might find a pretty good deal. I'm not 100% sure. You know what, this fabric strap, I think I could wear this one because I don't have to like fold it over. Like it just kind of fits. So typically I don't like them if I have to like fold it back over and it gets really bulky. This one works pretty good. So there it is on my 7¼ inch wrist. And there's a black dial one. There's the blue one. Obviously, this one's the blue dial one. And there might even be some more. I'll put a link in the description to Certina's website, and you can check it out. I don't know of any like USA authorized dealers for Certina. I have never ran into one in person. I'm sure they're out there. If you guys know, chime in. Let me know if you have a preferred authorized dealer in the United States for this. But this is a really nice fabric strap as far as those go, because you have nice hardware here, and they're both sewn in position there so they don't move. So it's a nice strap for sure. That's all part of being the part of the Swatch group. They just have such a shared, you know, parts bin over there, if you will. Looks like BGW9 loom. Not super intense, but it's definitely enough to get the job done. But it's not like crazy bright or anything, but good enough. Also, big thanks to my my buddy in the Discord, MM10, Michael, for loaning this in. I appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.